皆さん、お稽古お疲れ様です and welcome back to Beyond the Dojo. How are you guys doing? I am absolutely very much enjoying all the training that I'm doing online and in person. Currently at the point of recording this podcast around the beginning of January, both the online lessons and also the in-person training were all very seriously training towards the upcoming DOM promotion exams. For the online lessons, the first DOM promotion exam is going to be held in mid-March, and also for the in-person training, the DOM promotion exam is going to be held in the first week of May. May 6th, Seki Sensei is going to be coming over to Kyoto, so we're going to be holding an event where 4 of the members of the in-person training at the Kyoto Dojo are going to be taking the exam. I'm not exactly sure how many people will be taking the online DOM promotion exams, but we're all very, very seriously training towards these upcoming exams, and we're having a lot of fun. Especially the members who are training in the online lessons, they're getting so much better, and really, really happy about it. The in-person training, we have so many Kenjutsu training that we do too. Yeah, so the online lessons, in terms of EI training, the online lessons members are so much better. But the Kenjutsu training, though, yeah, the in-person training members are gradually getting better. So I'm so excited that we get to all grow together. Now, with that said, there's one really important teaching that we've received from Seki Sensei before that I'd like to share with you guys today in this podcast. And to make a long story short, let's jump into the topic, the conclusion right away. The teaching is 境外別伝不流文字. 境外別伝不流文字, okay? Now this word is originally a word from Buddhism, okay? 境外 means outside the teaching. 別伝 means taught or carried down separately, okay? 不流 means cannot stand. 文字 means letters or sentences. Yes, language basically. Yeah. So something that's outside of teaching that has to be taught separately, yeah, and it cannot be explained with words is what 境外別伝不流文字 means. Okay? So this concept originally comes from Zen Buddhism. Okay? To make a very long story short, if I talk about everything, it's going to be a very, very long story, so I'm going to make it very, very, very short. But when Buddha reached his enlightenment and he started teaching Buddhism, the first half of his teachings, when he reached enlightenment, what he wanted to explain to the people, the first half he was able to leave in books and writings and with letters and language, but he realized that the second half, the last half of what he wants to teach people, he realized that it's impossible to explain with words. Okay, so what he did was he sat down and did meditation, Zen meditation. Yeah. And the last half he said, 境外別伝不流文字. It's impossible for me to explain with words, so please, you need to sit down and meditate with me. Otherwise, there's a level, should I say, a stage that you can't get to without actually doing it yourself. Okay? So one of the sects of Buddhism focuses on only the Zen Buddhism, right? And the reason is because when people were studying about Buddha, they got to the conclusion that, well, if the last stage that Buddha got to is meditation, why don't we do meditation? So they focus on meditation, for example. That's how one of the sects were born in Buddhism. But in Budo training too, Seki Sensei talked about this before, but it's really the same. Okay? There is one saying, teaching that's brought down in one of the ancient documents in Asayama Ichiden-ryu that says, 霊断自治. 霊断自治. Okay? This teaching is really similar, by the way. 霊断 means cold and warm. Okay? 自治 means know yourself. Okay? So ultimately, Budo training, okay? Warm or cold, you got to know it yourself. Okay? So is this water here? Is it warm? Is it cold? Yeah. No, put your hand in the water and find it out yourself. Don't have a senpai or a sensei or a book explain to you, oh, this water is warm. Oh, no, it's cold. It's ice cold, actually. Oh, no, it's boiling hot. Oh, okay, it's boiling hot. No. Put your hand in it yourself and find it out yourself. Okay? So Seki Sensei explained to us before, okay? There are a lot of people who misunderstand what I know or I understand is in Budo. There are a lot of people who only understand up here, and they say that I understand what this technique is about. Oh, I understand what this duha is about. Yeah, oh, I know this, how this kata works. But can they actually do it? The answer is no, because they never put their hands in the water before. Okay? Yeah, this is really close to 境外別伝不流文字. Okay? So when training in Budo, something I want to explain to my kohais as a senpai of Asayama Ichiden-ryu, that there are, of course, to a certain level, there are things that we can explain with words, that Seki Sensei could teach us with words, that I can explain to you with words too. But that's about 50%. Yeah. The last half, the last 50%, 境外別伝不流文字, 冷暖自治. You got to put your hand into the water yourself. Okay? So a lot of people, even of course Japanese people too, they tend to misunderstand that everything should be taught with you with words. It's very different from how you study at school, like normal school. At normal school, you'd be handed a textbook, and what's going to appear in the exams or tests, you've absolutely studied it in class, right? In an exam, it's not going to be 50% you learned in school, 50%, oh, please study it yourself. Experience yourself. I've never taught you this before, but no, just please imagine what the answer is in the last 50% of the exam. That's not going to happen, right? Yeah, everything that appears in the exam, the teachers will explain to you and they will teach you. Yeah, that's how school works. But Budo originally is not a school. Yeah, there's a difference between a teacher and a student and a shisho. Yes, a master and a disciplined, a pupil, or there's no exact, word for it, but in Japanese will be a shisho and deshi, for example. We call it shite kanke, shite relationship, yes. So master, discipline relationship between, that's very different from a teacher and student, okay? So we all need to always keep in mind that whenever, for example, you watch a demonstration of your sensei, yes, when he explains things, when he shows us things, okay, what he says, you need to, of course, memorize. You need to, of course, remember and always follow, but also focus hard enough so to be able to realize, recognize, imagine what the last 50% of his teaching is, or her teaching is, okay? So I think that's really, really important. Don't expect your senseis or your senpais to be able to explain everything to you, because no matter how amazing that sensei is, that's impossible, because that's not how Budo works. Okay? It's all about, in the end, it's all about how much you train, practice, how much time you put into your training so you understand it yourself. Okay? So that's exactly the same as what Buddha wanted to teach us his followers, that the last half of the training, you need to sit down and do meditation yourself. Otherwise, you won't be able to truly understand what Buddhism is about. And that's the same for Budo training, or at least what Seki Sensei has taught us in Asayama Ichiden-ryu. Okay, I think this is really, really important that we always keep this in mind. And as I was explaining to you earlier, the warm and cold, put your hand into it. Yes, you need to not only just understand it with your head, but you need to know it yourself. So Seki Sensei explained to us before what it means to understand, to know what Budo is about. You need to be able to do it. Okay, it's not just about knowing or memorizing what the kata is about. You need to know what the kata is. Okay. So that's the reason why he always says, memorizing, not making any mistakes in a kata, is the starting point. That's when your study of that kata begins. You have not understood what the message behind that kata. Why did our ancestors want to bring down this kata to us so badly? If it was just randomly something, it won't exist for 400 years, right? What is the message? What did they want to tell us through this kata, through this technique? Okay? Please imagine you're learning a language and you read a poem. Yeah. And okay, I learned Japanese, let's say. I learned Japanese, now I can read Japanese. I was able to finally finish reading this poem. Is that the end of that poem? Let's say you read a novel, in Japanese. Oh my gosh, I was able to read each kanji character, each kata, hinagana. I was able to read this book. Is that the end of the book? No. You have to be able to digest what that book was about. You have to be able to imagine what the author was trying to teach us, right? It's the same. You got to think about what the poet, what their feelings were when they were writing that piece. Okay? That's the same as Budo as well. Okay? So please imagine when you get to a point like, oh my gosh, I can do this kata. Yeah. Whenever I'm doing it, even if nothing is inside my mind, I can finally do this kata from my heart. That's exactly where the starting line is. That's when your training begins. That's why in a lot of Budo, they explain that becoming a black belt is the beginning of your training, not the end. Okay? Now, oh, you became a black belt. That's great. Now you're capable of training in whatever you're training in, judo, kendo, kyudo, whatever it is. Oh, great. Now you can start training. Yeah. No, that's great. Now you can read books. Let's start reading all the other pieces on the shelf, kind of thing, if that makes sense. Until you do the first 50%, understanding things with the words from the books or whatever, from maybe our videos, if it's Asayama Ichiden-ryu Hyoho, Seki Sensei and such. First half, 50%, was being able to read the language in the book. Okay? The last 50% is up to you. Okay? Each person, the water there, putting your hand in, whether it feels warm or cold depends on that person. Yes. How would you feel? You need to keep on training to be able to find out. Okay? So this is a really important message from Seki Sensei that I want all of the members who are training in my online lessons and also my in-person training to know. Yeah. So that's the fun. That's where the fun begins when it comes to Budo. Yeah. Once you're able to do the kata or technique, yes, being able to learn what the hidden messages are, what the history, culture behind that technique is. This is what's so exciting about Budo. So I wanted to teach you today about Kyogai Betsuden Furyumonji and also the Reidan Jichi in our teachings of Asayama Ichiden-ryu. Alright guys, thank you so much. Now speaking of teachings, if you're interested in training Asayama Ichiden-ryu with me, the EI techniques in online lessons, also EI and Kenjutsu in-person training in Kyoto, beginners are welcomed anywhere, online, in-person, especially even the in-person training too. Again, even if you're just visiting Kyoto for like a week or stuff, we do training 2 times a week, so please comment and jump in anytime. We'll welcome you anytime. In-person training, online trainings too. The first training is free, so please come in and join. Even if you don't have everything yet, even if you only have a Budo and an outer OB, like any cord is fine, string is fine, you can jump into training anytime too. So I'm really excited to see you in training soon. Okay, then guys, thank you so much. Please let me know your opinions and comments, and I'll see you in the next episode. 皆さんどうもありがとうございました。